Welcome, welcome, welcome to another amazing episode of Beyond Boardroom Business. I'm your host, Coach Stephanie, business strategist, publisher, podcaster, and I have the opportunity to interview trailblazers and business owners. And tonight is an amazing, special person that I would love to share the world with. He is the entrepreneur guru. So please pull in your friends and family, anybody that wants to know anything about entrepreneurship. Tonight's the night. So without further ado, let's bring on Mr. Ernest Ross. How are you tonight, sir?
I am doing phenomenally well. Phenomenally well. You look
Awesome.
amazing tonight. You look amazing tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So, I've known you for years, but for those who don't know Mr. Ernest Ross, who is Ernest Ross?
Well, let me boast on myself for a second then. I am a personal trainer by trade. I played football here in Georgia, collegiate athlete. I chased the dream of playing professional football for a number of years. I played in the AFL for 3 years, not the NFL, the AFL, right? Made pretty decent money there. Um, chased that dream for a number of years. Became an employee, right, of the state of Georgia from 2005 to 2008. So, the story is every entrepreneur sometime had a job, a job.
That's true.
But I had a dream, right? I had a dream and a job, right? And 2009, I opened up my gym. Um, did very, very well with that. 2012, I was introduced to network marketing, a company called Body by Vi. Did really, really well in that company, made about $1.8 million in that company in about 5 years. Was featured in Times Square for being a part of that company. Was, the first black MVP of the company, the only two-time MVP in the history of that company. And I just learned so much. That experience was, to be honest with you, better than my college career. I'm a college graduate, but it was on the job training. And for the past, 8 years, I've been coaching, building, working with entrepreneurs, helping them scale and grow their businesses. It's just been an amazing journey that I've been on, and I've seen all the ups and the downs from $100,000 months to $1,000 months. So it's been amazing. So thanks for having me.
Oh, yes, no problem. And again, this podcast is about getting to know the person behind the business. So what inspired you to become the person that you are? Where did you get this motivation from?
It's such a loaded question, right? Such a loaded question. Um, I grew up. I mean, I don't think we were poor, but I waited on my cousins to grow out of their clothes and their shoes. Right. I was excited at those moments. I can honestly say that, my mom, I interviewed my mom, and I would encourage anybody out there, if you still have your parents here, interview them, right? I interviewed my mom because I never thought my mom was like this stone cold business killer, right? I never thought that, right? Seriously. But I interviewed some of the most successful people in my life, and my mom was one of them, right? And she never made $1 million, and she raised three kids back in the 1980s with a $1,400, like monthly. That's how much she made, $1,400, and raised three kids. And I asked my mom, you know, she grew up. She worked around a lot of white people, and she was a secretary, and she had to deal with a lot of things when you see people, rise and you don't, because of your color and things of that nature. And I asked her, I was like, Mom, so like how did you do it, right? How did you make it? How did you, like, my goal in life, as at one point, was to make $1,000 a day, right? Because that's like 30 grand a month. And here it is, your income was $1,400 a month, and I'm making, like, it didn't make sense. And so I asked her, I was like, well, how did you make it? right? On $1,400 a month, raising three kids alone as a single mom. And she looked me in my eyes, and this is it. It really broke me. She looked me in my eyes, and she said, "There was no room for failure."
Mm.
Like she didn't bat an eye. And in that moment, I recognized that my mom was a stone cold like winner. Like she was that she was her, you know, like she was her. Cause like when you think about there's no room for failure,
Yes.
like that means you can't even think about, you can't even, there's no vacancy. If you
Right.
go to a hotel and they say there's no vacancy, that means you can't stay here. That's how you have to be when you're going after something. There can be no vacancy for doubt. I don't want to get too deep into the call already, you know. Right? But that's who raised me. Um, and I saw her live a radical Christian life. And, I believe that that helped me become a radical human being, and I just knew, I always knew what I wanted and I never stopped chasing it. And
Well,
there's way more to go with that. I promise you, there's like layers to that, I mean, and there's another story, but, I'll let you ask, like the next question.
oh, okay. Well, what was your first entrepreneurial experience?
So my first entrepreneurial experience. I don't know if it would be considered my first entrepreneurial experience, but I know my first, my first opportunity in business was like door to door sales in college. I came home one time from hey, you, fellas, I mean, you're an entrepreneur when you're selling yourself to a lady.
That's
I mean,
right.
that's your first entrepreneurial experience. I mean, is she buying what you selling, dude? Like, so, again, that's another story. But back to the topic. Um, I my first entrepreneur experience was in sales, and I
Yeah.
came home from college. One of my high school teammates, he was about to go get a job, um, doing this door to door sales thing, selling these little trinkets. If you ever seen the guys, walking around with the bags, they
Yeah.
walk into beauty stores and stuff like
Yes.
that. And they did like training and things of that nature. And so I decided to do this job with him. And man, the first day, I think like the first day you're supposed to sell like maybe 15 items. That kind of shows that you have a level of, go get it, a level of influence.
Right.
I think my first day I sold 50 or 60 items, and I mean I made a ton of money over that Christmas break.
Oh,
They didn't want me to leave. They I was like, I gotta go back to school, man. Not- but I learned a lot of different skills then. Though. I learned some very small sales skills then, and that have always impacted me for the rest of my life. So that was my first
mhm.
experience in like sales. Grant Cardone says this too. If you ever want to increase your income, go into sales.
For
If you
real.
ever want to increase your income, go into sales. Like salespeople make more than regular people because they bring commissions in. They generate income, right? Don't expect to make a lot of money if you don't generate income. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you're definitely dropping some nuggets. So give us some tips on sales. What makes
Um,
a good sales person?
energy, energy,
Mm,
like energy, right? You can already see energy is infectious, right? Energy is infectious. Always be the first person to say hello. That's number one.
wow.
You go into a room, you get on the elevator, everybody's on there quiet, right? Nobody's talking. I mean, but the first person who breaks the silence, you're the alpha,
You're
right?
right.
The first person who breaks the silence. Good morning. How you doing? And then everybody just feels that whole tension just release in the elevator, right? And now
Right.
everybody, oh yeah, what floor y'all? Yeah, yeah. What do you do? Well, just a short little quick elevator
Yeah.
conversation. I mean, people are walking around here stiff all day. Good energy. Energy is transferable.
So
Every relationship, every conversation that you get into, there's a transfer of energy.
yes.
Every single one of them. You're either taking energy or you're giving energy. I just choose to be the person that's giving energy every single time. And when I meet somebody like yourself, Stephanie, like we're just an energy bounce. We're like bing, 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 bing,
Yeah.
bing, bing, bing. And that's how we just like it's like energy is just rising, right? Because the energy is amazing. So be the first to speak and bring your energy and that's number one. That's like number one of sales. But there's so many nuances to it. Like when I talk about your traits, right, of sales, like I know Ernest Ross, I will be successful at anything that I do, right?
Hmm.
And that's not boastful, that's not braggadocious. It's just I know what I bring to the table,
It's
right?
confidence.
I will bring my attributes to every single table I sit at. Like I'm gonna be consistent. I'm gonna be diligent. I'm gonna be persistent. I'm gonna be hardworking. Like you will be successful at anything you do if you put those four intangibles into it. Like because like when I coach people, right? When I look for people that I'm looking to mentor, the first thing I ask them, the most important thing that I ask them is, are you coachable? See,
Right.
if you're coachable, I can teach you to do anything if you're coachable, right?
Yeah.
Second thing I ask them is, are you hungry? Right? See, because if you're hungry, you're going to do it until you get it right. Even if you mess up the first 10 times, the first 20 times, the first 100 times, you will, if you're hungry, you're going to do it until you get it right. Right? And then the last thing I ask you is, are you talented?
Hmm.
Right? Because see, if you're talented, that just means it's going to happen faster.
Mhm. So what
Right?
does talented mean? What do you mean by talented?
Well, talented is, I mean, you do have to have some talent. Like, let's get it. Like, we can, everybody don't have talent. Like, let's not call it a spade. Everybody's not playing in the NBA. Everybody's not playing in the NFL. I mean, hell, everybody don't make their high school basketball team. Like, everybody don't have talent. There are levels to all of it. So a spade is a spade, right?
Okay.
Right? So there are some people that don't have talent. But the good part about it is if you are coachable and you're hungry, you can get better. Everyone can improve.
Yes.
That's the difference.
Yes.
Everyone can improve. And praise God, in entrepreneurship, it doesn't take you to be able to dunk a basketball to make $1 million.
Right. Right.
Right? Praise
Yes.
God.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Because I'm 5 feet tall. So yeah. Thank you. So so let me ask you this. Now I, you know, am an entrepreneur as well, and so sales is extremely important. How do you handle the objections? Now I was taught no means next opportunity. How do you handle your objections?
Well, the first thing you can't do is you can't worry about them. Right? Like you have to separate the emotional connection. That's the biggest thing I can tell you. You have to separate the emotional connection to that no, right? Success in sales and sometimes it's not hard work, it's hungry work, right? You know, I'm trying to think of, what I would tell someone who's struggling with the word no, right? There's a couple of things that you, as a coach, right? There's some things that you can't coach a person past.
Ooh.
Do you understand that? There are certain things that you can't coach someone past.
Mm.
So I'm going to give you an example. As a personal trainer, If I'm teaching somebody to do box jumps, right? Box jumps. Everybody can visualize a box. There's a box in front of you. I'm asking you to jump on it. The box is the size of a shoebox, right? All right. Well, all right. You jump on that fairly easy, right? It's a shoebox, right? And it doesn't even matter how old you are. I'm talking about, like, let's just say that this person is 50, 60 years old. They're not in the best shape of their life, right? They're 60 years old and they're not in great shape. And I'm asking this person to do box jumps. Well, we're going to start with a line. I'm going to put some tape on the floor and I'm going to be like, jump over this line,
Yes.
right? Because I got to build that person's confidence up, right? I
Yes.
have to build their, and they feel comfortable, right? Jumping over a line. It's just a line, right? Step on
Mhm.
that crack, break your mama back. You remember that, right?
Yes.
So they don't want to break their mama back. So they jump over the crack, right? They're confident. They're like, yes, I did it, right? Now I put something a little higher in front of them. I put a book, right? Just a little book in front of them, and I tell them to jump on the book. Well, they just jumped over the line. They feel pretty confident. Like, you know what? I can jump on that book. It's about this thick. They jump on the book. I high five them. Yes, you did a great job. You got to pump them up, right? Like no different in sales, right? You got to pump the new person up. Great job. You did a great job, right? And then boom. All right, now put the shoebox in front of them, right? They're 60 years old. They're not in the best shape, right? They're like, okay, I can jump on this shoebox. They think about it a little bit though, because they're 60 and they're not in the best shape. And then they build up their confidence. They like, all right, they got to go back. I jumped over a line. I jumped over a book. All right, so just a little bit higher. It's about 4 books thick. I can do this. Boom. They jump on this. They jump on the top of the shoebox, right? The thickness of a shoebox. They feel good about themselves. What do I do? High five. Great job. You did amazing work. But you know what? As a mentor, as a coach, I'm supposed to challenge them, right? Like you
That's
got to know that life is going to challenge you, right? You got to know that. You got to know that life is going to challenge you. So you know what I do now? I said, you
right.
know what? I'm gonna put I'm gonna put a bucket, a 12-inch bucket in front of them now. I'm gonna have them jump on this bucket and they stand in front of that bucket, right? They stand in front of that bucket. I'm gonna stand up for you, standing up in front of this bucket, right? And they're looking at it like, okay, I'm gonna jump on this bucket and they keep doing like this, right? Let me make sure you guys can see my whole body move, right? They're like jump they bend their knees and they like ah, and they're trying to think and they go back in their head and they're like, you know what, I jumped over this line, I jumped on this book, okay, I jumped on this shoebox, okay, the bucket is about 3 times the shoebox. And they body, but you can't coach a person past fear.
Mm, mm.
That person is afraid to make the next move. That person is afraid to take the next step. And when you're afraid to take the next step, your body freezes.
Yes.
Every ounce of because and you know what your body is telling you? Your body is telling you you're going to get hurt if
Yeah,
you don't make this.
you're right.
Right? You're
Mm.
going to see that's the body's natural tendency. You're going to get hurt if you don't make this, so your body freezes to protect you. That's why you have to forget fear. Sometimes you got to burn the boats in entrepreneurship.
Mm.
You got to burn the boats because if there's an option to go back,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
going to go back,
Right.
right?
That's good. You are so right. Oh my gosh. How are you with storytelling?
I think I did a good job just then. That was the whole story.
You did. You sure did. You answered. Okay. Next.
I think I've given you 4 stories already on this call, right? My mom,
Right.
like it's,
Right. Right. So then when it comes to storytelling, do you envision the beginning, middle, and end, or do you just know what the end game is and you just how do you as a speaker, how do you create your stories?
Explain that again because I don't believe that I'm capturing.
Okay.
I don't believe I'm capturing everything that you're saying right now.
Okay. As a speaker, because I know
Uh
that
huh.
you speak,
Uh
as a
huh.
speaker, when it comes to speaking, do you create the beginning, middle, and ending before you recite it, or do you just know the end game of what you want to discuss and you just ad lib?
Hold on one second. I think the question. Sorry. I think the question. I had to fix that real quick. My phone was dying, and I had to get my charger for you. The question that you're asking is, I'm repeating it for you. The question that you're asking is, as a speaker, when I get ready to tell a story, do I think about the end, the middle, or the beginning?
Do you have it already prepared, or do you know what you want to talk about and just ad lib, or do you say it verbatim when it comes to scripting, especially when it comes to sales and as a speaker?
No, I know, no. I think it's probably more ad lib. I mean, as you're asking me questions, I'm just thinking about directly tonight. Like as you're asking me questions, I am not thinking about like I didn't pre-plan any of these stories. I'm just adding. I'm adding the story to connect what I'm saying.
Okay, okay,
Right?
understood.
I'm adding the story to connect what I'm saying. Yeah.
Awesome. And now, are you familiar with the difference between an introvert and an extrovert?
Sure.
And when it comes to sales, as an introvert, I'm an introvert.
Hmm.
It takes an extra effort to feel comfortable doing small talk because I'm so
Well, don't
deep.
what don't do small talk. I mean, like I hate small talk.
Well,
If you're trying to sell me, if you're trying to sell me, like if somebody, I respect salespeople and
mhm.
I'll listen to them. So if you're trying to sell me, don't walk up to me to start talking about no small talk. Hey, the weather's nice today. Hey, your shoes are, don't talk to me about none of that stuff. Come up to me and tell me what you got to tell me. Hey, brother, I would love to talk to you about this business idea that I have. Like, tell me,
Okay.
don't waste my time. To
Okay.
kill the small talk,
So
right?
you do that at networking? You go straight to home base? I mean, home run? You don't,
One,
prepare them to
one,
go up
one.
there?
Hey, listen. Let me talk to you in front of these people,
Okay.
Stephanie.
Yes.
I made $2 million not shopping at Walmart and Target, Stephanie. Right? You need to make some money with me, Stephanie, because look at those pearly whites, Stephanie. And you got this beautiful lip gloss on. They make that too. The company that I'm a fit, they make that too. Guess what? It's all natural. You need to, like, I'm not going to small talk that. I'm going to tell you straight up, let's make some money together, Stephanie, because I'm not going to beat around the bush because why? Right?
Yeah.
Because why? Right?
Yeah. Because you
It,
are who
it,
you are. You are the
it,
king. I mean,
I,
you never
I,
change. You just flow with it. You on
it's who
top
we
of the
it's who we are. So let me talk to you as an introvert, right? So
okay.
you know how tell me somebody who's created an alter ego, like a singer or somebody. Like don't Beyonce got an alter ego?
Yeah, I think Sasha or something like that. She said,
Right? Right,
yeah.
Sasha Fierce. You made me think about it. I knew she did, right? Sasha Fierce, right? So why is her name Sasha Fierce? Because she acts a different way. Maybe
Mm,
she's an introvert in these other times, but when she becomes Sasha Fierce, look at the name,
yeah.
right? So you got to be able to turn it on and off. You might look at me and think I'm completely an extrovert. I am 100% extrovert introvert. I have my moments where I cut it completely down. I go over there and watch that TV. I don't see nobody, right?
Right.
Because I cut it off. But you put me on here with you, and I am Ernest Ross. I'm different. I am the person that needs to be heard, and everything I say can be heard, right? But when I
Yeah.
go into that other space, I'm like,
Received. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
You need to create your alternate persona.
Mm,
Because let's be honest. The people that have those alternate personas are more successful.
That's true.
Period.
That's so true. I agree.
Period. When
Hmm.
you step on stage, nobody's paying you to step on stage and be mundane,
That's true. That's so true.
right? They're
Yes.
paying you to step on stage and light it up.
Yes. Energize the crowd. Yes.
Because
Mm.
what? Everything is an energy transfer. So as a speaker, you got to have enough energy for 100 people, for 10,000 people, for
Yes.
100,000 people.
Yes. Yes. You're right. I love it. And I love it. Wow. You are really hitting the points. Now, you with you involved as a trainer, do you have any points that people should prepare for 2026? Um,
Sure.
okay.
Stop eating. Stop lying to yourself. stop lying. Stop lying to yourself about wanting to get in shape. This ain't your year either. 2025 wasn't your year. This ain't your year either. Like you better get it. You better get in control of your habits. Like
That
I
part.
believe. I believe prevention is better than prescription. We have
I
a,
believe that.
we listen. We have enough. We have enough examples of what it looks like to not take care of yourself. You want to go down that road?
Oof. I love it.
We have
Yes.
enough examples of what it looks like to not take care of yourself.
Mm, mm, mm.
You have to make the decision. So I mentor about 200 entrepreneurs every single morning. This is something that I said to them. Like, here's my, and I'm finna talk to everybody. So don't nobody get mad. I don't want no super saints. Don't find me on Facebook. Don't jump into my inbox and be mad at me. Do not do that. Okay. Don't come for me with what I'm about to say. Here's my problem with Christians, right? And I might even say believers, right? Here's my
Mm.
problem, right? Right? I'm finna go, I'm finna pray. I'm about to pray about this thing. I'm finna
Ooh.
pray. I'm finna pray myself. I'm finna pray myself health. I'm finna pray myself well. I'm finna pray that the Lord change my $50 check into 500,000. I'm finna
Ooh.
pray. I'm praying hard too.
Mhm.
Listen, the Lord covered his tracks. He said, a man don't work, he don't eat. The Lord don't bless your words, he bless your actions.
Oof. That part.
Do you understand that? He don't
That.
bless your words, he blesses your actions.
Yes.
See,
Implementation.
your tithe is your action,
Hmm.
right? That's
Yes.
your action. And that's what the Lord is going to bless more than anything you ever do. Because he's going to force your hand. He's going to put you in certain situations that your actions have to show him you are a believer. And then the blessings will come.
Mm. You're right.
So I don't want y'all, don't jump in my inbox. Don't be mad at me because you ain't going to pray yourself healthy. You got to get up off your butt. You got to go do some exercise.
Yeah.
That's what you're
Yeah.
going to have to do.
So for people who don't exercise normally, what's the least amount that they should do weekly?
I have a great story for you.
Okay.
Right. I have a great story for you. So I was in LA Fitness, right? I shut my gym down in like 2022, right? On my gym for 13 years. And so, I circled between the different LA Fitness and I was in LA Fitness and, I was on the Stairmaster, right? I'm on the Stairmaster and I got up on the Stairmaster and, this young lady, she gets up on the Stairmaster and, she's talking to me. She just gets there and she's like, I mean, like when I tell you, it looked like she about killing herself. She was on Stairmaster for 5 minutes, 5 minutes, and got off. Listen, I'm talking about
Wow.
it wasn't walking fast or anything, but she was on the Stairmaster for 5 minutes, and I was like, "You finna go?" I was like, "You just got up here. You finna go?" She was like, "Yep, I did my 5 minutes," and I don't mean like she was finna go work out. She was finna go.
Wow.
Like I'm out of here. Like I'm out of here. It took me longer to put my clothes on than I stayed in the gym.
Yes.
5 minutes, and she was like, bye too. She's like, no, I'm out of here. Like, there's no convincing me to do not another. I ain't finna squat. I ain't finna sit here and talk to you no more. I'm out of here. 5 minutes, and she left. And so, I seen her
Okay.
today, right? And I was like, man, it's so good to see you. And she was energetic, and she didn't look like she was dying like she did the last time. She was like, I was like, how you doing? She was like, I'm doing good. She was like, I did 20 minutes today. I said,
Okay.
great job. I hope you was here longer than 5 minutes. She said, no, I was here for 20 minutes today. She was like, because when I started, I said, I'm going to do 5 minutes every day for October. I'm going to do 10 minutes every day for September. I'm going to do 15 minutes every day for November. And I'm doing 20 minutes every day for December. So what does that teach us, class? See,
Implementation.
I was like, you got a plan. I say, and you working your plan. I
Yeah.
said, great job. See, remember how I talked about the fear what you got to do? Great job. Amazing work. I'm not this lady trainer, but sometimes you need to hear somebody tell you great job so you can keep going.
That's right.
I'll be anybody's cheerleader when I see them moving in the right direction. Great
Yeah.
job, girl. See, you had a plan and you worked your plan. And what did she do? She said, I'm gonna do 5 minutes every day for 30 days. She worked her plan with what? Great consistency, great diligence, like, and if you apply those same principles, the same principles that she just applied to her fitness, if you apply those principles to your
Yeah.
business, to your life, you'll win. I just told you, I win at everything I do because I bring certain things to the table. She
Yeah.
didn't make it so hard when she got started that she would quit. She made it easy enough so that
Yeah.
she could begin to fall in love with the process.
Yes. I love it. That's a great answer. That's a great answer. Wow. I really enjoyed this conversation with you. Do you have any final words for the listeners and viewers?
Um, if you guys want to really learn how you can perform better, operate at a higher level of excellence, I would highly encourage you guys go to my website www.ernestross.com. I have an ebook there. If you're an entrepreneur and you're completely focused on being unemployed from anybody else but yourself, I've got a clothing line. I got a t-shirt line, hoodies. It's wintertime. Go grab you a hoodie. Unemployed is the brand. Check that out. And I would love to connect with some of you like-minded individuals, people that are wanting to go for more out of this life, right? Wanting to go for more out of this life because there's some pretty official things that I've been able to do, and it wasn't through athletics. I paid my house off in 7 years. I paid my mom's house off this year for her birthday. It's just you like the last thing I would leave you with. If you don't know what to do with your money, you're gonna lose it.
Mm, you're so right.
And we hustling backwards. We're hustling backwards if we're not focused on creating residual income and creating a better health for ourselves. Because ain't no need in making no more money when you ain't gonna be here to spend it.
You're right. Wow. Thank you. I really enjoyed this. I would love for you to come back in a couple of months and we can see what's going on in your world. Is that okay?
Absolutely, 100%. I loved it. Thank you so much for having me, Steph. And you guys have a great evening.
All right. Thank you. Okay, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed this conversation. I definitely did. And again, his website is ernestross.com. Make sure you check him out and tell him Coach Stephanie sent you. Uh, as always, thank you for joining the podcast Beyond Boardroom Business. Again, I'm your host, Coach Stephanie. And until the next time, which is every week, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until the next time, stay prayerful, stay powerful, and stay present. Peace.